Takes a minute here. Okay. We have just gone to the lunch break on day 16 of the Undercover Policing Inquiry, Tranche 3, Phase 1. We've been listening to more evidence of Suresh Grover. I'm joined by Sukhdev Reel. Great to have you on here. What do you think of what we've heard from Suresh this morning?
Some of it I'm not surprised, but the fact that a lot of emphasis was put on Asian families doing this or doing that, and also about Suresh not giving us his 100% attention, which is I'm really hurt by it, because Suresh has been standing with me since 15th of October 1997, and we were in communication yesterday as well. If it wasn't for Suresh, I don't think I would be alive here today. So this is really hurtful to say, that he wasn't paying any attention, or he was paying less attention to my case than the others. And I just despair really what's going to come in my way when I give evidence. So I think people who support other families needs to be appreciated, needs to be encouraged to offer that support to others, and needs to be recognized that these are the people who will support you whatever happens.
Yeah, this is a real hallmark we've seen from so many of the SDS reports, trying to claim there's division in place, trying to pit people against one another. We saw it in a lot of these reports by HN81 Dave Hagan, that supposedly, that by supporting one family, Suresh was supposedly turning his back on others, that there was blowing up disagreements that existed within people into big divisions. And I think he very wisely said, well, what needs to happen is that HN81 needs to come and give evidence, which he's got out of, which is appalling.
I think in my case, HN81 needs to be here because there are lots of questions I need to ask, which the inquiry will not be able to give me the answers. I think, I appreciate he's got mental health issues, but so have other people. People who have become victims of this spying inquiry have suffered mental health problems, same as I have. And the only person who could reassure us or give us true answers is why he did this to us when we did nothing wrong. All we were doing was just asking for justice, which is everybody's right. And we were on the streets due to the failings of the police officers. So if the police had done their work properly, there wouldn't have been any need for us to be here today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the way in which Dave Hagan, or it's not his real name, HN81, has managed to get out of giving evidence, citing a psychological assessment for post-traumatic stress disorder from 2001. Obviously, he's been giving statements to the inquiry as recently as 2023. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous. Look at the rest of what Suresh was asked about today. There was a lot of talk about his role in supporting the Lawrence family at the Stephen Lawrence inquiry, about having this support group, which kind of brought together lots of other people who wanted to support the Lawrences, but always maintaining that it was the family who was the center of that campaign, a way in which the monitoring group always works, that it's always the family who are at the center of those campaigns, running those campaigns. And we saw a lot of what you mentioned earlier, really, this idea that there was somehow divisions, a lot of these reports by Dave Hagan, sort of claiming insights that it wasn't possible for him to have about people's thinking, claiming that rumors and gossip were being discussed in public meetings, totally untrue sort of things. I mean, what do you think about that?
I think some of the reports were really gossip, or some of them, the reports were really shouldn't have been done, shouldn't have been written. But the important things which will come out on the day I give my evidence will be what should have been included. And regarding the sport being taken away, yes, I have been a victim of my sport being taken away at the inquest. And I will, if you're given a chance by the inquiry, I will talk about it. People need support. So, I mean, I get phone calls all the time because, unfortunately, I'm recognized by public for the wrong reasons. Wrong reasons is because I lost my son. I didn't want to lose him. But I get calls from people even at midnight. My son's missing. Please are not doing this. Could you help us? Could you do this? And I continue to do that work. And I work together with Suresh. And I know for a fact that Suresh has given so much support, so much strength to people. And I remember him driving me to all those public meetings. And for 6 months, I traveled down the road. I visited almost all over the country, all over the places, giving meetings, speaking at meetings, talking about the case, talking about lack of police attention to us. And it was Suresh who was driving me to all these places. So to criticize Suresh is something that I find it very insulting. Thank you.
Yeah, it is deeply insulting. And like, I think Suresh has been a fantastic witness at the inquiry today. He's been very clear. A lot of the questions been put to him have been quite offensive, I would say. Like, kind of sort of saying that there was one question that was like, doesn't it show that that the spying by an undercover officer against you was justified because the police had to use CS gas at some point during the inquiry? I mean, like, this is ridiculous, like this sort of thinking that like, just doesn't make any real sense when you break it down. But I think Suresh was very calm, very collected, broke down why this was a nonsense, why it was that public order situations are a matter for uniformed police, that like how are the police meant to police public order situations without undercover officers in sports settings and every other setting apart from political settings, which they clearly managed to do. And the repeated like attempts at justification that you're seeing from these reports, where these undercover officers are trying to pretend that they've got some more insight than they actually have, you know, and making up basically divisions and difficulties within campaigns in order to discredit, really. I mean, there seems to be the main point of these undercover officers really to discredit and undermine campaigns.
It is, but in my opinion, if they were, I know they were undercover officers spying on us from the very beginning of the case because of the reports I have. My question is, why weren't their skills used to catch Ricky's killers? Why were they spying on me? If they want to justify their actions, they should have been spying or should have been gathering evidence to find Ricky's killers to justice. Their efforts to spy on me was just wasted resources. I did nothing wrong. I did not break any rules. I'm not a terrorist. And all I did was, which was my right, to stand up and voice my concerns and tell people the mistakes the police have made and just ask for justice. And there was no justification of the police spying on me. And I find it ridiculous to note that's what they did.
And it is utterly ridiculous. Thank you so much for coming on this. You are giving evidence next week, I think it is. Wednesday. Well, hopefully I'll get you to do one of those videos then as well.
I will. No worries.
Yeah.
I will. Yeah.
Thanks very much. Cheers. We'll be doing. Thanks for joining us. I'll be doing another video at the end in the afternoon break. Suresh will be giving evidence for longer throughout the day, and then one again at the end of the day. Thanks for joining.